Tony was an active member of the Blackburn with Darwin Suicide Prevention Group, and he was a trustee at the Young Suicide Prevention charity Papyrus. It's impossible to know how many lives Tony helped to save in this way, but be sure and know that Tony helped to save lives. We remember Tony. I've been invited to light this candle today to signify hope and the future.
Here we are, the Blackburn dignitaries, lighting a candle for the suicide victims of mental health patients.
Thank you very much.
And as a beacon of hope to the future.
Excuse me. I know this is all lovely and I'm very worthy, and you know, and it's great that we're having these chats and conversations, but do you know what? I still feel a little bit uncomfortable about saying that word.
Yeah, they've set all these crisis teams up and what have you.
I don't understand why anybody
is what our team have found out is that even if you're in the crisis team, they don't even bother to come out. So they must be sat there like discussing cases, something to you.
It was like my brain was attacking itself, and I had this constant war in my head between thoughts of needing to end my life, and then thoughts for my family, and thoughts for leaving my son and my daughter on their own, and thoughts of my parents, and thoughts of why am I always so selfish.
Can you just tell us, mate, please, what do you think of the community mental health teams? Do you think they're up to scratch?
We are going to talk about that now.
Yeah.
Okay, do you think they're up to scratch though? I don't think they are.
No, everything needs improving, I recognise
Yeah,
that.
it does, doesn't it? Yeah, thank you for that.
I'm just going to ask him now if he's actually, have you tried to...
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
But, like, for me, I've always lived with trauma. Like, right from being born, all the way through growing up. I think I was like 13 or 14 when I first started having suicide thoughts. So, like, when I was in school, I used to hurt myself and stuff just to, like, deal with those thoughts. And that made me feel, like, really ashamed of myself, which just made everything, like, so much worse. I do regret it. And, like, you know, if I could go back in time, I wouldn't do it, but I just think every scar that I've got shows, like, a battle that I've survived. Everybody around me was trying to stop me, but that just made me feel, like, really trapped and just made me want to do it more.
This is why it's so important that we're here today, to raise the profile, to encourage us to reach out and to encourage us to talk. Thank you for your time.
Until we have a total restructure of the mental health system, there will be more suicides. As I said, in 2002 there were 7 suicides in Blackburn, and in 2019 there were 87 suicides in Blackburn. All the people under the care of the community mental health teams. So,
just like you described yourself, Mike. Stubborn, didn't ever let you know how he was feeling. I was the last person he phoned, and I keep thinking to myself, was he trying to tell me something? But I realised no, he wasn't trying to reach out. He'd already made his mind up. And when I think about that, it makes me so angry. And it makes his kids angry as well. I mean, they don't even talk about him, and they won't even visit his grave. Sorry. I mean, whatever the problem is, drink, drugs, debt, you don't get rid of the problem by getting rid of yourself. You just leave that problem.
As I said, we're just waiting for the 2020 and 21 suicide rates, and if they're at an unacceptable level, hopefully Cato and Emily Blackburn will be calling for a public inquiry.
But what could I have done back then?
This lady has a story
like
to
this
tell.
Years ago, talking about mental health and suicide in front of the town hall. So how are we going to find hope?
Well, you know, it's how you skill yourself up.